Devil's Radio 107.7 coming to you live in the flesh, man. And we got this story, man, coming up out of the National that is so unbelievable. You just really and truly got to hear this to believe it, man. I'm telling you. Let's roll this clip.
Olivier Savignac was sexually abused by a French priest when he was 13.
Oui, c'est un ouragan, et oui, c'est un tsunami.
He calls the report released today a tsunami, so damning it can't be denied. More than 300,000 French children like him were abused by the Catholic Church, the report estimates, 2/3 by priests.
Les violences sexuelles dans l'Église catholique.
The head of the commission who wrote the report says abuse has declined in the past 20 years, but he says sexual violence in the Catholic Church is not a thing of the past.
Des victimes des laïcs en mission d'église.
The 2,500-page report includes damning evidence from church, court, and police archives, as well as interviews with witnesses, like this other priest sex abuse survivor.
Il n'y a aucune culture qui a été capable.
Who calls the Catholic Church an organization of concealment of crimes against children.
Contre des enfants.
Et donc le pardon que je le demande de tout mon cœur.
The head of France's bishops offers an apology on behalf of his church, which he says needs to be purified. The report calls for the training of clerics on how to prevent abuse, and policies that recognize victims and offer financial compensation. The French Church says it's committed to deep reform.
Moi, j'étais reconnu en montant.
Savignac says compensation isn't about sweeping the issue away, but reflecting the level of suffering he and others faced.
Nobody here at the Vatican would give any interviews today, but the Vatican did release a statement. It said Pope Francis was pained by the contents of the report and that his first thoughts went to the victims. But those who have been devastated by this sexual abuse within the Catholic Church say they're tired of the talk. They want action and they want change. Megan Williams, CBC News, the Vatican.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Well, first I just thought that they were freckles, very unattractive blob thing.
Did you hear that? And you know, just to show you just how big of a scope this is, you know, check this map out right here. So this right here, I had Google map of countries with Catholic churches, right? But what I found interesting about this map right here is where Catholics live, the top 25 nations. So you got 13 million in Canada, 75 million in America, 96 million in Mexico, 134 million in Brazil. In Africa, 14 million in Tanzania, 14 million in Uganda, 11 million in Angola, 20 million in Nigeria, 75 million in the Philippines, 11 million in India, and so on, 50 million in Italy. The reason why this map right here is so important is because if this is where Catholics live, this is where their churches are, because they have to have a place to worship at. So you see that not only was 300,000 people affected right here in France, children, where they have 38 million Catholics, but this sexual abuse is worldwide. So we have to be under the impression that every country where there's a Catholic church and they had their priests there spreading that knowledge, that false doctrine, they were hurting children and committing crimes against innocent children while spreading the doctrine about Jesus love you. And we and we know that, you know, his name wasn't Jesus because the English alphabet nor the English language didn't exist 3,000 years ago when he walked the earth. So that's impossible, number one. Number two, he didn't look like that. But that's for another lesson. So, you know, we have to be you have to be very careful who you worship, what you worship, and who you listen to. Because this is a worldwide pandemic. And then just something to leave you with before we end this segment. Think about this. Those of you that are familiar with the Bible, and those of you that might not be familiar with the Bible, remember who killed the Messiah. Was it not the Romans that killed the Messiah? Of course it was the Roman. So if the Romans are the ones that killed the Messiah, then how can they be the ones preaching to you about the Messiah? Remember, they are the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church. The Romans killed the Messiah. You people better open your eyes up, because you're actually worshiping the devil. Don't forget to drop your comments down below. Like, subscribe, and share. And I'll catch y'all on the next video. Shalom.